You know that feeling when you grab a budget pellet grill off a clearance rack, get home, fire it up, and end up with more charcoal smoke taste than the real wood fire flavor you were hoping for? I've seen a lot of folks spend a weekend wrestling with cheap units that can't hold temperature, clog up on pellets, or just quit mid-cook, and the regret that follows makes you wonder if you should have saved a little more and gone with a name brand. The question I keep hearing is, does the Traeger Woodridge Pro actually feel like a smarter buy? Or is it just another pricey gadget that promises the world and delivers the same old headaches? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's break down the real-world experience, because when you're talking about a grill that's supposed to be your weekend hero, you want to know what you're really getting before you shell out $200 plus. First off, the Woodridge Pro isn't a set-and-forget device that magically turns any backyard into a smoker's paradise. It's an electric pellet grill that leans heavily on its WiFIRE technology, which lets you control temperature from your phone, set timers, and even monitor pellet consumption in real time. In practice, that means you can start a brisket at 8 a.m., head into work, and check on it at lunch without having to jog over to the grill every 30 minutes. For anyone who loves the idea of low-effort cooking but still wants that signature wood-fired flavor, that connectivity is a genuine time-saver. Now, let's talk about the flavor claim. Traeger markets this unit with ultimate wood-fired flavor and signature blend all-natural wood pellets. I tested it with the included 18 pounds bundle, which is a mix of hickory, maple, and cherry. When you fire it up in super smoke mode, the setting that keeps the grill humming at a low temperature for up to 12 hours, you get a steady, thin smoke that infuses the meat without overwhelming it. I smoked a pork shoulder for 8 hours, and the result was a pink, tender slice with a subtle sweet maple undertone that you just don't see on most electric models. The wood blend does what the marketing promises. It adds a nuanced layer that cheap, generic pellets often lack. The real question, though, is whether that nuance translates into value for the money you spend. At first glance, $1,299 plus the pellet bundle looks steep, especially when you compare it to entry-level pellet grills that sit around $400, $600. The hidden trade-off is the build quality and consistency of temperature control. The Woodridge Pro maintains a 4F variance at 225F, which is impressive. In my experience, that level of precision means you can finally trust a low-and-slow chicken recipe without having to constantly adjust the dial. The downside? The electric heating element can be a bit finicky if you're using it in a windy outdoor environment. I noticed the grill took a few extra minutes to recover when a gust knocked the temperature down, and the WiFIRE app threw a temp lag warning. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something to keep in mind if your patio is exposed. Who should consider buying this? If you're a weekend warrior who already owns a decent set of grilling tools, want that authentic wood flavor without the hassle of managing a live fire, and appreciate being able to tweak settings from your phone, the Woodridge Pro fits nicely. It also makes sense for small families or couples who don't have space for a massive smoker but still want to experiment with different wood blends. The WiFIRE integration shines when you're juggling a few dishes at once. Think a low and slow brisket alongside a quicker veggie kebab because you can set different temperature zones without leaving the couch. On the flip side, skip this model if you're hunting for a budget-friendly option or you plan to do a lot of high-heat searing. The grill tops out around 500F, which is adequate for most smoking and indirect cooking, but if you're looking to get a perfect char on a steak or want the flexibility of a direct flame grill, you'll feel limited. Also, if you're a purist who insists on using hand-picked hardwood chips or custom pellet blends, the closed system design doesn't allow you to load anything other than Traeger's proprietary pellets. That restriction can be a pain for folks who have already built a stockpile of their favorite wood mixes. A practical strength that's easy to overlook is the cleanout process. After a long smoking session, the ash drawer slides out smoothly, and the grill's internal surfaces are coated with a non-stick enamel that makes wiping down a breeze. In contrast, many cheaper units have nooks where ash builds up, leading to flare-ups or uneven heat. I also appreciated the built-in meat probe that syncs with the app, giving real-time internal temperature readings. It saved me from overcooking the pork shoulder by a few degrees, a small but meaningful detail when you're aiming for competition-grade tenderness. The practical weakness is the reliance on electricity. You need a dedicated 110-volt outlet within a few feet.